harmonize and sympathize. We're harmonizing. Hi-ho, everybody. This is Rudy Valley announcing and directing the Fleischman G-Star. Tonight we begin a new series of broadcasts, and tonight I take over a new job. My task will be the finding and bringing to this microphone a great variety of entertainment people. Outstanding stars of the stage, the screen, the radio, and the concert stage. Spectacular personalities in the day's news. For instance, here's tonight's guest list. Greta Keller, Viennese singer. Block and Sully, brilliant young vaudeville team. University of Columbia's Lou Gehrig, hero of the World Series. The Randall Sisters, the most unusual trio of girl singers from old Mississippi. All of which leads us up to the gentleman now standing at the microphone in person. One of the leading exponents of my favorite sport, a local boy who made good in a big way. The man Chicago pitchers love to hate. Mr. Lou Gehrig, step right up and take a bow. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Lou Gehrig.
Thank you, Rudy, and good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I would like to say a few words on my favorite topic. That said topic being a gent by the name of George Herman Ruth. What a man. The Babe and I got back to town an hour ago from an all-day fishing trip out on the south shore of the Long Island Sound. Between weekfish, the gang did a lot of reminiscing about the series, and everybody agreed that the high point of the whole works was Babe's homer in the 5th inning of the 3rd game out in Chicago. I've played a lot of baseball, but I have never seen so much nerve on display before. Babe had 2 strikes on him. There were 50,000 Cub fans giving him the old Bronx cheer, and the Cub players were riding him from the field. So what does he do? He stands up there and tells the world that he's going to sock that next one. And not only that, but he tells the world right where he's going to sock it, into the center field stand. A few seconds later, the ball was just where he pointed, in the center field stand. He called his shot and then made it. I ask you, what can you do with a guy like that?
Well, speaking of Bronx cheers, Lou, the newspaper stories I read about the games played up that angle right along.
Oh, I think the papers sort of overemphasized that razzing, Rudy. Personally, I think the Chicago players are a mighty fine bunch of boys. I wouldn't say a word against them for the world. Of course, they didn't play much baseball. The Babe really started all that comedy on his own hook. A big-hearted guy himself, he didn't like it when he heard that the Chicago Cubs only voted Mark Koenig a half a share in the series money. Koenig used to be with our club, and everybody liked him very much. He went to the Cubs in the mid-season, and he certainly gave him a big boost towards that pennant. The Babe got sore when they reduced Koenig's cut, and so he started to razz the Cub players. Naturally, they didn't like to be called chiselers, and the battle was on.
Well, there's one other thing I plan to ask you, Lou. Early this week, all the papers carried a picture of you and the Babe taken at home plate. Babe was whispering something in your ear. What was he saying?
That's really what the lawyers call a privileged communication, Rudy. I ought to refuse to answer on advice of counsel, but I'll tell you. What he said was, I'll bet you $50 at 3-1 that you can't hit that flagpole in the right field foul line next time up. So I took him up and I won my bet. By the way, did I tell you we caught 5 sharks this afternoon? Honestly, they seemed that big.